Hello! In this video, I'm going to give you some insight on the other two unique ancestries available in the Impossible Lands. Don't forget to comment below with the words, "That's impossible," for a chance to win a free physical copy of the book. I will be announcing the winner in the next video. Please also be sure to check out the new Cardinal Adventures podcast. I'm running Abomination Vaults and Quest for the Frozen Flame. Welcome to part 2 of the Lost Omens Impossible Lands Ancestries video. Part of the Where in the World series here on Cardinal Adventures. The first ancestry I'm going to cover is the Nagaji. Many believe that Nagaji are servants of Naga, but the reality is that the goddess Nalivati created Nagaji simply for the sake of creating them. The Nagaji are her more human-inspired creations, whereas Naga were made to bear a closer resemblance to herself. Nagaji are very spiritual creatures and welcome spirituality for all of its positive aspects, as well as the darker side of spirituality. Physically, Nagaji have many different types of appearances, which will be shown off more in the heritage section. However, there are two features that Nagaji always share: snake eyes and strength. Whether that strength comes from a toned, muscular appearance or through body weight alone. Societally, Nagaji hail from the distant lands of Tianxia, but some have migrated to Vudra and Jalmaret. They will often isolate themselves apart from other ancestral communities due to their ways of life seeming quite strange. Everything from traditional marriages, religion, social roles, and even governance, as some Nagaji are matriarchal. Morally, most Nagaji are generally neutral with no pull towards good or evil. However, all Nagaji worship Nalivati and are typically chastised amongst their kin if they give another god more reverence than they do Nalinvanti. Nagaji also worship the mother of Nagas, Ravithra, and some even worship the war god Dayumazal in Jalmaret. The Nagaji heritages are quite unique and none of them look the same. Up first, the hooded Nagaji that bears a strong resemblance to the spitting cobra. And yes, they even get a ranged unarmed spit attack. Next, the sacred Nagaji. Yep, that is a half-human, half-snake lady you see on your screen. Fun fact, the bottom can only be green or white. These Nagaji have a vicious tail attack and are harder to trip. Make room for the Giga Chads, the Titan Nagaji. Raised to be warriors, their scales are all the armor they will ever need. It's considered medium armor that bears the same stats as hide armor and has the comfort trait as long as they have a strength score of 16 or higher. They can't wear any other armor, but who needs to when you can etch runes into your scales? I can smell the awesome roleplay opportunity from here. Up next, we have the Venom Shield Nagaji. There is no art of them in this book, but I imagine they bear a resemblance to serpent folk. These Nagaji have poison resistance and gain a +1 circumstance bonus to all saving throws against poison. Last in line are the Whipfang Nagaji, who can curl their head back and strike with a vicious bite attack and even gain the raised neck action, which allows them to curl their head and strike a foe up to 10 feet away until the end of their turn. The final ancestry I'm going to cover in the Impossible Lands are the Vishkanya. If one could only pick a word to describe Vishkanya, it would be survivor. Their potent innate venom has caused them great hardships throughout their history, but now they have managed to gain a population amongst the other ancestries of Golarion by blending into major cities and towns. From a distance, you could easily mistake a Vishkanya for a human, but as you get closer, you can begin to see what makes them so unique. Physically, Vishkanya are naturally tall with bright golden eyes, vertical pupils, and a forked tongue. Upon even closer inspection, you would also notice that they don't have skin, but tiny scales that are made to look like human skin. Fun fact, Vishkanyan females are typically taller than males and can reach up to 7 feet in height at old age. Societally, Vishkanya form tight-knit communities of 100 or fewer amongst other ancestries in an attempt to blend in. They will often have children with multiple partners in an attempt to grow the population. The children will usually be free to choose their occupation within their Vishkanyan society, although some children are selected to be record holders or keepers of history. These few Vishkanya will typically meet in secret to preserve the Vishkanyan culture. Morally, Vishkanya adopt neutral alignments due to their desire to maintain their communities no matter the cost. Spirituality is a bit different amongst Vishkanya, but some believe in the old ways. Some worship Vudrani deities like Lika and Ashukarma, and there are others who worship the more popular gods around Galarian that revolve around arts and freedom, such as Arazni, Caden Kaleen, or Shaylin. Vishkanyan heritages are pretty cool, but before I talk to you about them, you must understand that they all have an innate ability called Envenom. This once per day action allows a Vishkanya to coat their weapon or piece of ammunition with a drop of their blood that actually serves as an injury poison. Pretty nifty ability if I say so myself. Now on to the heritages. The first Vishkanyan heritage is the elusive Vishkanya. This one gains a +1 circumstance bonus to any escape attempt and can move twice as fast while squeezing. I love the roleplay opportunities one could have with the ability to squeeze twice as fast. Next, we have the Keen Venom Vishkanya. Their Envenom ability no longer has the Manipulate trait, meaning they don't trigger attack of opportunity. They also gain the Venom Draw action, which allows them to draw their weapon and coat them with their innate venom, as long as they haven't used Envenom that day, as one action. If it wasn't obvious, this would be a great pick for any kind of assassin type of character. Up next, the Old Blood Vishkanya. These Vishkanya are masters of blending into society as they become trained in society and gain the courtly graces or streetwise feat up to the player. Then we have the Prismatic Vishkanya. Unlike other Vishkanya who attempt to match their scales as human skin, these Vishkanyans' scales shimmer in the light in a beautiful display of colors. They become trained in performance and gain the fascinating performance feat. Is that a polymath bard I foresee in the future? Next, the Scalekeeper Vishkanya. You are one of the record or history keepers I mentioned earlier and have been tasked with keeping the ways of the Vishkanya alive. Due to how much information you have to recall, you are then able to recall knowledge as a free action once per day. And last but not least, the Venom-resistant Vishkanya. As the name would suggest, these Vishkanya gain poison resistance and treat saving throws against poison and virulent poisons as one step better when it comes to recovery. This is far more helpful than it sounds. Don't forget to leave the comment "That's impossible" down below for your chance to win your very own physical copy of the Impossible Lands. The winner will be announced in the next video, Impossible Lands Bopon. Subscribe, hit the bell, listen to Cardinal Adventures podcast on Podbean, Spotify, or Amazon Podcasts, and more to come in the future. If you want to help support my channel, be sure to check out the link below in the description. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Take it easy.